welcome back, or welcome to the vlog if you're new here. I thought I have the next 2 days off, so I thought we would spend some time together. A little debrief is lately I feel like I haven't really been like balancing my life from like work and then outside of work. I've quite literally just spending the majority of my time on my phone screen, and so that's not making me feel very good mentally or physically or like creatively at all. The most I've been doing creatively has been reading, and I have not been reading much. My last book that I read, I DNF'd, and the book before that put me in about a month of a book slump. So with that being said, I thought no better time than now to spend some time together and to spend these next few days simply just getting into a routine and getting back into a creative outlet. Today was my errands day after work, so I had therapy, went grocery shopping, and then I went to the library to bring back the said book that I had DNF'd because I had it on hold for like a month. At this point, I was kind of starting to think that maybe the librarians thought that I stole the book, so I was like, this needs to go back. Anyways, I did go to the library, so I want to do like a little media haul. It is what inspired me to make this video. I'm really excited to get into some more media, not just reading, but also like movie watching. We're gonna do a little media haul of sorts. If anything, let this be your sign to quite literally to use your abilities to go to the local library. You get to support your local library and you get to have some cool little items for free. So I got 3 movies and 2 of them are Blu-ray. The first one I got is actually just a DVD, but it is Good Will Hunting. I'm very excited to watch this. I've heard so many good things about this, and I really want to get into like my movie watching, of watching films that people just they say they're that good. I love a good movie, and so I really want to get into just investing in watching good films. And then I have Oz the Great and Powerful, which this is one of those movies I don't hear anyone talk about. The Wizard of Oz franchise and story, like world, is one of my favorite worlds quite literally ever. This entire movie feels like a fever dream, like one of those movies you would have a dream about, but then you're like, wait, is this movie like real? Like, is it an actual thing? That is this movie. It's about 5 o'clock. I'm going to go put away my groceries. We're gonna have a yummy little dinner, and we're gonna have a cozy little evening in, and I'm gonna watch a movie tonight. Tonight's movie is gonna be Challengers because I saw that it was on Disney Plus, and it's been out for like 2 years now, and I've been meaning to watch it, just never got to it. So tonight we're gonna sit down, we're gonna watch that. Tuesday. I just made myself a little coffee, and I can't say good morning because it is now like 1 o'clock. I've had quite a bit of a morning, got some stuff done around the house, which felt really nice, and then I moved my body and just went for a good old walk. But while it's on my mind, I want to do like some like final thought process of Challengers last night. So since this is my first why is it not my first impression of Challengers, because this is the first time I watched it, I can say when going into this movie, I don't feel like it is like watching like a movie, like watching like a film. It is more like a story, if that makes any sense. It's more like investing and like settling into a story, because like it just felt so, I can't explain it. Maybe if anyone else has also watched Challengers, you'll understand what I'm saying when I say it's literally like a story. It almost feels like kind of like reading, but like in like obvious like physical form on the television. But it was like, it felt like a story. Like, it didn't feel like a movie, like when you sit down and you grab popcorn and you just watch a movie. it's like a whole story, like leading like from 13 years ago to like 8 years ago. And I think there was something so different about the plot and the connections between like the characters that I have not seen before. I don't know how I feel about the movie like as a whole. So I think my rating is going to be like a 4.5. I personally can't give it any higher than that. Was quite literally amazing. The art of literally the camera shots and the visuals were so cool. There are scenes in the movie to where you can literally see the point of view of like the point of view as if it was coming from like first person, as like what the tennis player was seeing. And I've never quite literally seen anything like that, and I think that was so cool. I think the visuals and the art of like the art of like the visuals and the shots and everything was quite literally amazing. Anyways, that was my final little thought process of this movie. I can't wait to watch more and then continue our little conversations about media that I've consumed. Anyways, it's like 1 o'clock now and I've just made myself my coffee, even though I wanted it like first thing in the morning. I've been a lot more aware of how coffee makes me feel. So I had breakfast and everything first, and then I had my coffee. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I feel like I'm onto something. I am like familiar with Teddy Graham lattes. I love those and I make them kind of often. But however, this one literally tastes like a graham cracker. It is like a graham cracker. So I thought I had to share my little coffee situation recipe. So I did 2% milk, and you can do whatever milk you want. And then I did the Valtesso Nespresso pod, which is just gonna be like a double shot of espresso, whatever you like, girl. And what I did is I brewed the espresso over about like I'd say like a tablespoon or 2 teaspoons of honey. Then I also did some flaky sea salt, a little pinch of cinnamon, and then you're gonna wanna, once the espresso is brewed, you're gonna mix it together. And then I added it over my milk and ice, and then I finished it off with this creamer, this Chobani S'mores creamer. I've had this before, but I saw it out in the store, so I wanted to try it again. And this creamer is literally delicious. I don't think it tastes like a full-on s'mores, but my coffee now tastes like a graham cracker. So I did just realize that I forgot to talk about the book that I picked up from the library yesterday as a part of my media. It is And Now Back to You, which I'm so excited about this. I think this is a relatively new release, I want to say. I do know this because I did just read First Time Caller in February, which was my first book from this author, which literally that book is to the top of one of my favorite books that I have ever read, and especially romance reads. I still to this day think about it often, and I wish that I could read that book for the first time. So if you haven't read that, this is your time to read it. But however, I think that book is also a series, and it was the first book of the series, but it is a standalone series, I want to say. This book is going to be the second portion of the series, but it's not like all connected. Standalone series, so you definitely don't need to read First Time Caller and then like read this book. If this book is even going to be half as good as First Time Caller was, then I'm going to be up for a really good ride and reading little journey. We're literally just started this vlog and just started this week in general, and we're eating it up with the media. Okay, tonight me and my sister are going to see the new Michael movie, which I am so excited, and I feel like this is so bittersweet because me and my sister grew up on Michael Jackson, even though he was like way in a different generation than ours. So before I lay my eyes to rest and go to sleep, I'm obviously here to talk about how absolutely splendid, stunning, gorgeous, perfect Michael was. And this is your sign, if you're seeing this, to literally go see Michael the movie right now. Go see it today. Go see it right now. Stop what you're doing now. Go see it. Me and my sister, as I said, me and my sister went to go see it, and I was smiling ear to ear like the entire movie. I think one of the things that is so captivating about the movie is the actor who plays Michael in the movie was one of Michael's relatives. I want to say it was his nephew. And so watching the movie literally felt like, it didn't feel like watching a movie, it felt like watching Michael Jackson like in full himself. And I think that was really cool, being able to see his story that way. And so, however, the only rating for the movie obviously is to give it an 1,000 out of 10. And now I don't know if any, like, we're already setting ourselves up so good, and it's only Tuesday. Like, now I don't know how any of the other media that I consume this week is gonna be as good as this. So like, we have some competition. Morning. It is pretty gloomy and groggy outside this morning. It rained last night, and so it has been like 90 degrees where I live so far. It's not even summer yet. So in honor of like this weather and just in general, I want to make a hot latte this morning and dive back into my latte art creative skills. We can't even call it latte art yet because I'm not there yet, but I want to be there. I want to be someone who can make latte art. So it's time to get back into business. Another gloomy and rainy day, so I'm taking this as like some enrichment time, as I do have work and I need to leave in like an hour. So we're gonna get cozy and make myself a little latte, and I'm gonna do some reading and just soak in this cozy time. I love a cozy rainy day and where I'm like just at home. So the idea that I have to go to work in this is like the best playlist ever, especially for reading. Sometimes I don't know how I read and listen to this because in my head I'm thinking of all the songs as it's playing. I have been obsessed with this book. Okay, let me tell you, when I mentioned that this was a series and the first book of the series was First Time Caller, so I did not, but it is a standalone series, but I didn't realize that each of the books were connected. So basically, First Time Caller is going to be about Aiden and Lucy. This book is going to be about Jackson and Delilah. I don't remember Delilah being in First Time Caller, but Jackson was. Jackson was one of Aiden's close best friends in First Time Caller. So it's really sweet to like be able to see this, and there's still like connections of Aiden and Lucy from First Time Caller. So it's like feels like a continuation a little bit. Like we're picking up back where we left, but we're adding more characters. So that's kind of fun. I've been literally going through this book like kicking my feet, and I haven't even made it to like the first 100 pages yet, but I'm loving it. I've loved it so much that so far that like I have been reading on my breaks during work. I've had several back-to-back nights of staying up until like 2 a.m. reading, and this is the progress so far, where we're at just about halfway, and I'm literally kicking my feet, and this is going to be one of those books that I'm going to miss reading it as soon as I finish it, and I'm going to heavily wish that I could forever read this for the first time again. My afternoon nighttime brought attire. It's literally like 10 o'clock. However, I'm gonna make some cookies. I literally got these at work and I left them in the break room refrigerator. And I was like, no, please no. And I was like, they better be there when I get back to work. And they were. So we're gonna make some cookies. I'm so excited about this. One of the portions of like working in retail is you get influenced by like what everyone else is buying. I saw someone with this and I was like, see, that's why I can't work here. I want what everyone else is getting. I'm like, that looks so good. And she was like, yeah, my daughter says these are the best. This is unlike any other cookie. We've reached the final push of the book. Telling myself not to give up now. I'm literally almost finished reading. One thing about me is I'm going to read a book, and the thing, it gets me every single time. Every single time I'll like eat up the book like as soon as I start reading, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm obsessed with this book. Like I love this book. And then I think a part of it like instills in my head that okay, like this book is gonna be so good, you're not gonna want to finish it, you're not gonna stop reading. And so I keep prolonging reading, and then like I never finish the book, and I'll like read it for like a month just so I don't end up finishing it. That's literally where I am. Like I'm literally almost done, and I'm like, I just have not been reading, but I'm like, final push, we could do this, we can finish the book. Last night something hit me and I was like, it's time to finish this book. So of course I finished the book, and I started reading at like 10:39, and then I finished the book by like 12 a.m. and I'm like, how? Like whenever it just hits in me to like lock in, and I was like, oh, it was that easy to finish the book. It was that easy to finish the book. I was just prolonging it for weeks. I was like, ow. So now I can finally come and have like my 2 cents about like the book like as a whole now that I finished it. When I went into this book, I definitely think I kind of like dove in and being like really excited and maybe having a tad bit of high expectations because of how good First Time Caller was. And this book was good, but definitely I feel like it's one of those books, for me it was one of those books that was like when you get into it, it's like really like exciting, like the like tension is growing, and we're learning about the characters and they're having all these moments and scenes, and then it hits you once you get to the middle of the book. It's like, oh. Anyways, they end up being partnered together, and they end up going on like a little road trip situation for work of where they're going to be forecasting for a winter storm coming up. And they end up at a hotel, and there's one room, and so you know what happens. And this is maybe like the beginning of the book, maybe like the first few hundred pages, and we've got a vibe going of like they express that they have feelings for each other and that they like each other, but they're like, oh, like we should just like keep it like while we're here, like we should just, you know. And so when they end up going home, it's just like kind of like a situation of where they just keep like leading us on. And I don't know if this is like for anyone else. I appreciate a slow burn, but however, whenever two characters get together in a book way too early on in the book, and then the whole book is about them literally just like having miscommunication and basically just lacking like emotional maturity because they refuse to have a conversation with each other about their feelings, and they're grown adults. I can't stand it. I can't stand it when they push two characters together like at the beginning, middle of a book. And this book is 400 pages long. So say they get together in like page 200 and I'm like, oh, we're screwed. Because like, what is the next 200 pages going to be about? Oh, them literally like running around each other like this. So I feel like my overall, I'd probably give this book like a, honestly, I'm really gonna give it like a 3.5. I think honestly this is one of the books that like I went into and it was really good and I did like it, but to say it's one of my favorites, probably not. But anyways, I'm going to be ending this vlog here. We have had so much good like pieces of media and I feel definitely like a girl has touched grass, like away from only kind of like consuming, and my only form of creativity was watching other people's lives on my phone. So anyways, if you stuck around, I thank you. Thanks for hanging. Hopefully, if anything, you got maybe some inspiration to also get off your phones, live your life outside of your phones, consume some good media, go to the library, pick up a good book, watch a new movie, watch one of your favorite old movies, whatever it is. But anyways, I thank you for being here and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.